What's going on, guys? This is Matt, Full Tilt Bullies. Hope everybody's having a good one. So I wanted to make a little video on pedigrees, bloodlines, just different things. Just give a little bit of a background on some of my dogs. I know a lot of people have checked my website out and look at it. And I guess I kind of just rely on that a lot, and I don't touch base on things, on some, pedigree related things much. To be honest with you, it's probably just, human nature to kind of get comfortable and kind of complacent with, how things are going. But I would like to touch base on that. Man, that is a beautiful dog. I really love her. But we'll get back to her. In the beginning of my breeding career, whatever you want to call it, that's everything was about pedigrees and talking about pedigrees, and I guess it's just really all based on what stage that you're in. Now, I'm still really into pedigrees myself. I have to be, but it don't seem like it's as big of a topic to share and talk about as I guess it was when I first got into it. But it's super important, and again, I really should take more time to touch on it with people. And I'm gonna circle this all around into one, but it kind of goes with like the kink tail topic. I sell to mainly pet home people. Or starter breeders. That's more who I'm selling to. People that want good foundation dogs, or just an awesome American bully from a breeder that is straight to the point and has a good track record. Which I pride myself on doing really good business, not crapping nobody out of no money, and I'm as honest and helpful as possible. I'm hard to get a hold of sometimes, and I apologize for that as well. But just like the kink tail thing, just to kind of clarify for everybody to know, a kink tail is a flaw. Now, when I say it's not that big of a deal, or not that bad of a flaw, or not that important to me, all of that is just my opinion, how I feel about it. Again, I don't sell to a ton of breeders. And usually if I do, most of them, they pick, the puppies that don't. First of all, I hadn't even produced that many kink tails, maybe 4 out of 7 years of breeding. But, if somebody is getting a dog to breed or show, they're probably not going to pick the dog with the kink tail. But if you're just getting a pet and it has a slight kink tail, again, in my opinion, it's not that big a deal. It don't take from the dog none. It don't hurt the dog. So that's why I'm not really as, like harping on the kink tail thing. Now, a super crazy underbite, or, bad easty-westy fronts, or, elbows popped out, now those, for the kind of dogs I breed, that wouldn't be acceptable, and that would be a dog that I wouldn't, that I would kind of make sure was understood. This is, something that's wrong with it. So again, that's just my stance on the kink tails. It's just not, like the little fawn female I'm getting over there, she's got just a slightly kink on the end of her tail. And the way I plan on breeding her, one or two might show up, but they might not. But again, I'm always going to be completely honest about it, and again, give my point of view on it. The puppies off of Rue are the same one off of Kilo, and I got 0 kink tails out of I had 9. The 2 that didn't make it, they didn't have kink tails neither. But the 7 that I have up there, they don't have kink tails. They're perfect, beautiful dogs. I bred NERO to a brindle female over the road, had 10 puppies. Now her kink tail is like Zeus's. It's like short kink, no tail almost, and 10 puppies, not one single slight bend, slight kink, nothing. So again, this is just my point of view on it, you're always going to have a chance of something popping up no matter what dog you go to or, you know, what you do. There's always going to be that small chance. But again, especially just for a pet, slight kink does not hurt anything. Now, I want to go into the pedigree topic with y'all. So I started off with Miss Nessa pretty much. She's my foundation female. She had puppies for me first. And Nessa is off of Red Fox. Red Fox is off of Fador, which is heavy corrupt. The mother was 7-Up. And not Nessa's mother, but Red Fox's mother is 7-Up. That's heavy king spade, prince spade, which is all Gotti. You know, mainly Gotti blood. Took to a, which was Red Fox, taken to a 2 times corrupt female, which is pretty much the same thing, which got this big beautiful blue and white girl. Now again, she was a foundation female. I did a bunch of research, and everything I kept seeing was these father to daughter breedings that were just, you know, home runs, making these spectacular dogs. And it wasn't even like full litters, but it was, you know, like that 1 or 2 just incredible dog was coming off of. So that's the direction I went. I bought Red, bred him to her. Now moving on, so that is, you know, heavy Fador, 2 times Red Fox, corrupt, Prince Spade, all that is what I've started out with, and that's where I'm at. Had a little bit of edge that I ran, a few more breedings, but we're talking about what I started keeping and started building off of. Come here, girl. Foxy. Come on, Foxy. Come here, mama. All right, now Miss Foxy, this was my dream dog that I got off of that. This was exactly what I was hoping for. Exactly what I was picturing to come out when it came out, and I got lucky that all my time and research, you know, led me to her. She is in my opinion, an extreme female. I have not in person seen another female quite like her. You know, some of the shorter muscular dogs, you know, they look great, but other than Athena, I hadn't really seen a female that, in my personal opinion, and I could be biased at this, that can stand next to her. Again, just my opinion. So I did a couple breedings with her, but you know, it wasn't the breedings that were like my pick breedings, you know what I mean? Until I came across Mud. Mud was 2 or 3 times Dax, 2 or 3 times Marcello. Now this isn't Miagi. Marcello is Miyagi's father. Gives them great little head pieces. I mean, he's a good looking dog in my opinion. I don't go, you know, I was always kind of weary of too much Miagi. But I'm kind of learning now that if it's done right, it can be, you know, produce some really nice dogs as well. But either way, so I got her off of this. I went to Mud, which is the Dax and Marcello, which was that little secret ingredient that I needed to get to the next phase of my breeding, which is what gave me NERO. Awesome dog, awesome producer. I mean, he just, you know, he knocks them out of the park, and gave me this beautiful girl, Bo. And I got the other 2 off of it, but they were sold. Now, when I got these breedings, I'll be honest with you, I was expecting just a little more head and a little more side, really just head, just a little bit bigger heads is what I was expecting. I did my breedings and didn't quite get that, because everything else on him, in my opinion, is flawless. Rear, shoulders, the length of him, his neck. I mean, he's just, you know, an awesome dog. You can see she didn't quite get all that size neither that I was expecting. Also, she's a female. Now, so what I did was I started researching, which I was going to do this anyway, was, you know, continue going, because obviously I'm a breeder and longevity is what I'm looking for. This is when I came across Zeus. Now, Zeus is a Heisenberg son. I believe I know he's got Dax in there. I'll have to go back and look at what all it is, but this is when I started incorporating Heisenberg, some Miagi, more Dax, Marcello, other great dogs that are in these pedigrees. Now her pedigree, I'll kind of get into later, but she's got some, you know, they're going more towards the exotic blood. But again, mixed with the right thing is when you get, you know, just as close to perfect, in my opinion, as you can get. With this, and the reason I'm not trying to go through and mention all these other ones, I believe the Heisenberg is where I'm going to find my, you know, my perfect ingredient, which is going to give me, is going to keep them low to the ground, but it's going to put that extra head size on there, and just make them a little bit wider, but it's going to keep them short, mixed with my blood. And it's given me results like this right here, which I took Zeus, which is off of Heisenberg, to my foundation female Nessa, and which is, you know, keeping all of my main ingredients and adding to that to get this little monster right here. I mean, and he is a tank. He's not, what, 4 months old, and he's already as wide as Bo almost, and he's still staying short, nice and, you know, nice and compact. And that's also gave me, when I took Zeus to my first generation female Foxy, is giving me at 4 months a beautiful little dog like this. And again, if you know what you're looking for, you'll know whether if it worked or it didn't work. And obviously dogs like Half Face, her, the one that went with Ken, is enough evidence to show that it did work. So I mean, that speaks for itself. And I've been really lucky that it is, you know, coming together so great. And now to get to her to wrap this up, I mean, that right there is the perfect example for what I'm going for on a female. Now obviously I want my male to have more size. She's only a year old, but this right here is, you know, the end result for me. I don't want to go, you know, any crazier than this, and I don't want to go any terrier than this. You know, she is, again, just perfect. As she matures another 2 years, her head's going to be bigger, her rear's going to tighten up and be more muscular, but just her height in general and her length, and then just the size of her is perfect. Just like with Kilo, he's a you know, an amazing dog, just an awesome dog. But that's kind of a little bit of breakdown just on bloods and pedigrees. All these names that I have said, you can go to Google, put in that name of the dog, and do like Bully Pedex or Bullypedia behind it. You can, you know, go in further and see, you know, the exact parents, how much of each blood is in there, and you know, kind of research it for yourself. And that, like I said, that'll probably be something more that the breeders will do, the breeding side of it. Again, most pet owners, when they see a dog that looks like that, and you know, two dogs are bred together, and with the guarantee that I'm giving you that, hey, this is what you're going to get. It's not going to turn into no pit bull later. It's not going to, you know, not be able to get up the steps later. You know what I mean? That you're going to get that perfect mixture is another reason that I believe I have been so successful with, you know, my breeding program. So hope y'all enjoyed this video. I appreciate all the positivity, all the support. There's a few kennels out here right now that are having some, you know, hard times, and I just send my condolences out to y'all guys, and I hope things look up for you. It's not always sunshine and rainbows in this breeding, and you know, it's been a rough week, I believe, for a couple different breeders that I've been looking at. So again, wish everybody the best, and I appreciate y'all.